Hello, and welcome to week 3 of the Transformation Challenge. How have the first 2 weeks been for you? We'd love to hear from you in the comments or on our S.M.A.R.T page. This week, we're going to be talking about nutrition labels. We're going to break down the nutrition labels into smaller sections to help you understand what's on the label to help you make smarter choices.
Let's start by looking at 2 different labels here. One is for canned beans and the other is for almonds. We're going to be using these labels as our examples today, so you'll want to follow along in your booklet. Before we get started, what are some of your first thoughts about the nutritional values of these products? First thing we're going to look at on the label is serving sizes. Serving sizes is for reference and not necessarily how much you should eat. If you refer to your booklet, you can see the bean serving size is 1 cup and the almond serving size is 1 pack of almonds. Looking at servings per container, that is the number of servings in a package. If you were to eat more than 1 serving, you must multiply the nutritional info by number of serving sizes eaten. Most nutritional labels are based on a 2,000 calorie diet, but calorie needs are based on several different factors such as height, age, gender, activity level, muscle mass, and so much more. Referring to the chart, we have a general guide to calories. If a food is 40 calories, it's low, about 100 calories, moderate, and 400 calories or more, that's a high calorie food. We will come back to this 2,000 calorie recommendation later. Now let's take a look at a few sections on your labels where we want to limit the nutrient. Saturated and trans fats, we want to look for low saturated foods. 1 gram or less per serving is great. You want to allow less than 10% of your daily calories to come from saturated fats. Trans fats, try to avoid these altogether. Poly and mono unsaturated fats are healthy fats. Cholesterol, your recommended limit is 300 milligrams per day. A low cholesterol food is 20 milligrams or less per serving. Sodium, a recommended limit is 2,300 milligrams per day. A low sodium food is 140 milligrams or less per serving. For sugar, try to allow less than 10% of your calories to come from added sugars. A recommended limit for females is 25 grams and recommended limit for males is 38 grams. Go ahead and take some time to look at these sections on the nutrition labels provided in your booklet. Now that we've talked about some things we should limit, let's talk about some things we should add and look for. Dietary fiber comes in soluble and insoluble fiber. Helps with digestion and heart health. A high fiber food is 5 grams or more per serving. It's recommended to get 25 grams or more daily. Vitamin C, we want about 60 grams daily. Vitamin A, 700 to 900 micrograms. Calcium, we're shooting for 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams per day. And iron, 8 milligrams per day. Unless you're a woman between 19 and 50, we're wanting to get 18 grams per day. Now let's talk about percent of daily value. These percentages are found on the right side of nutrition labels as well as towards the bottom. These percentages are based on the 2,000 calorie diet, so may vary based on calorie needs per person. These percentages help to see if a food is high or low in a specific nutrient. 5% is low in a nutrient, and 20% or more is high. Use these percent values to choose foods high in vitamins, minerals, and fibers. Let's take some time to practice what we've learned. Here, once again, is the nutritional label for the Emerald almonds. Let's break this down into sections. Starting with calories, you can see 1 serving of this food would be 100 calories. There are 7 servings per container. It would be a moderate calorie food. Now let's take a look at the nutrients we are trying to limit. Starting with saturated fats, this item has 0.5 grams. This looks good. We want to try to keep a food item at 1 gram or less of saturated fat. There's 0 grams of trans fat, which is also great. We're trying to avoid those altogether. Cholesterol. This item has no cholesterol, which is great. Remember, a low cholesterol food is 20 milligrams or less. Sodium. This has 15 milligrams. Also looks great. A low sodium food is 140 milligrams or less. Sugar. This item only has 1 gram. Also looks great. So far, these almonds look like a healthy choice. Now let's take a look at the good nutrients we should add and other things we should look for. Fiber. There's 2 grams of fiber in this food. Remember, a high fibrous food is 5 grams or more, and we want 25 grams or more of fiber per day. Next up, let's look at the percent daily value of our vitamins A and C. It appears that there's 0% of vitamins A and C in this item. Lastly, the minerals calcium, iron. It looks like there's 4% of your daily value in these almonds. Keeping in mind, the percent daily value is based off the 2,000 calorie diet. You can see the rest of the percent daily value of each nutrient to the right of the label. For more nutritional information, check out the 3 handouts for this week on our S.M.A.R.T page in the files section. Portion distortion, choose my plate, and choose my plate tip sheet.
More about nutrition labels, I have 2 challenges for you. Next time you go to the store, I want you to stop and analyze the nutrition labels of at least 3 items you typically buy. What do you notice from what we've learned today? The second challenge, if you've been tracking your nutrition the past couple of weeks, I want you to review where you can limit some of the nutrients of sugar, sodium, and saturated fats. This week up, I have a couple action items for you. Number 1, I want you to review this week's handouts and also work on this week's challenges. Number 2, don't forget to keep using that nutrition and activity daily log. Number 3, make sure that you're completing this week's suggested workouts. Number 4, engage in the S.M.A.R.T community. We'd love to hear from you. And 5, don't forget to have fun. If you have any other comments or questions, let us know on our S.M.A.R.T page or comment below.